All right, everybody, here we are. This is my post-market wrap-up on this Tuesday. November 19, 2019. We have to talk about something that happened today, well, which was said today, which potentially could cause the stock market to nosedive, although I really don't believe it's going to happen. So what am I talking about? You know what? Let me back up a moment here. Let's talk about the stock market today. Stocks fell today, nothing major. It is surprising that we didn't hit another record high, but what happened today played into why I think the stock market did not hit a new record high. On top of crude oil selling off, you know how this works. You know how this works. As crude oil goes, so goes the market. Cryptocurrencies took a hit today. Again, no surprise to you. Precious metals did nothing. Again, no surprise to you. I really don't think there's another guy out here, really, that calls this market better than me. That's the truth. Now, with that said, let's talk a little bit about what we heard today. And I would love to hear from you on this one. President Trump threatened to raise tariffs on China if there's no deal. Now, again, we were told we had a deal. It was substantial. It was a phase one deal. In fact, he went as far as to say it was a lock and it was the best deal ever. And it was nothing. We all knew that. I believe the vast majority of us who understand the nonsense, the rhetoric, the talk, and why it's done simply to prop up the stock market, realize there was no deal ever. But the president made it a point today to say that if there isn't any deal, which there isn't one now, but if they don't sign anything, he's going to raise tariffs on China. Sounded very happy about it. Now, let's talk about this farm bailout that just happened. I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but China has a large presence here in the United States with regard to agriculture and farming. Yes, they got billions, their second tranche of billions in bailouts for farmers. It's a legal issue. It gets me aggravated too, but you can't get out of it. The Chinese farms based here in the United States are entitled legally to your cash, and they're getting bailed out too. So here's my take, and I want to hear from you on this, really. Please post a comment. Do you believe that even if China doesn't sign a deal anytime soon, that the president is going to raise tariffs? Now, the reason why this is, I think, important to ponder is this stock market and market participants are not pricing in more tariffs. They are pricing in one of two things. Number one, we actually get some kind of a deal. Or number two, there is some kind of a truce. I don't think that'll make the market happy, even a truce, I'll be honest with you. The market has been promised a deal, something for over 2 years, okay? We've heard the narrative countless times about a deal being close, about how talks are going great, tremendous, fantastic, and it never pans out. I think a lot of us understand what's happening here. The stock market is the president's Achilles heel. China is well aware of it, all right? They can do what they want. They've made a puppet out of the president. I hate to have to say that, but they have. And they're going to string him along. Our economy is failing here in the United States. China's aware of it. Our president did not mention a single word, not one, about the massive downward revision of GDP. He did, however, say the NASDAQ hit an all-time record high yesterday, and he continues to tout the stock market. I think he understands, he does know, there's no doubt about it. He realizes that this market has priced in a deal or some kind of a truce, although I still believe a truce is going to be negative for the market. The market was promised and wants a deal. The American people were promised and want a deal. All right? The president stands correct in that we do need some kind of a fair trade platform here. But again, where is this actually settled? In the World Trade Organization. It's not settled over tweets, over the mainstream media. It's a game. So something else is going on here. The fact that this is playing out in such a public way, I think is more or less a distraction too. And again, that's why we keep, hearing the nonsense. A deal's coming soon. Talks are great. I love President Xi now. You remember they had this whole lovey-dovey moment there too? Not so much went from enemy to lovers and whatever else it might be in between. But this market, mark my words, okay, is not ready for more tariffs. And the president, I think, knows that. If he does decide to raise tariffs, that is your cue to short this market, because it's not priced in. The market will react violently to the downside. Although there will be, of course, the Federal Reserve trying to backstop the entire thing, Wall Street banks buying the market, no doubt about it. But the market is not going to be happy. And of course, look, I don't care what the president might say. He's going to look like a buffoon again. Oh, I mean, how many times? It must be 1,000 that he has said trade talks are going well. A deal is coming soon, right around the corner. Talks are tremendous, fantastic. I mean, these are his words. Never materializes. It seems like some kind of a joke. And you know who the joke is on? The joke is on you. Yeah, the joke is on you. I wish he would just stop talking about it, honestly, until something happens. But he can't. He's using it as a tool to prop up the stock market. And the stock market is buying it. The stock market has been buying this for quite a while. Every time he says it, talks are going well, boom, goes the stock market. Deal's coming soon, boom, goes the stock market. It's priced in. Something good is priced in. Tariffs are not. So if he raises tariffs, get ready, because you see this guy? I will be shorting this market with everything I got, and that is reasonably substantial. I will not lose, and neither will you. Again, there is not a single guy out here on anywhere, I think, who has called this market better, explained to you what would happen before it will happen, told you what the Fed was going to do before it happened, explained to you the good cop, bad cop, and everything in between. I've called false flag events, explained to you what they would do to crude oil, told you how to beat this market, have taught you how to beat this market, explained to you that you need to bet against this debt, become your own central bank, let them play their game, we're going to play our game, and we are not going to lose. We will not lose. But I'll tell you something bigger than that. The bigger picture, every one of these clowns, from the president on down, the Democratic hopefuls, all of them, they got to go. We need a revolution in this country, a revolution, a freaking rebellion, because we, the American people, are continuing to lose, okay, as a whole. Individually, me, my Lions, my Cubs, I love my Cubs. We're not going to lose. We will not lose, but America is losing. We're being sucked down the vortex of, well, you fill in the blank. Anyway, with that said, I want you to think about these things, and I want you to answer this question. Do you believe that the president is going to raise tariffs on China after he just gave the farmers billions of dollars? Do you think that's going to happen? No. I think appeasement is more likely, and China knows it. With that said, this guy, yeah, loves you a lot. Please share the video, get it out there, and I will see you in the morning.